So is trading really a good source of income, or is it something that people believe in too much that unless it doesn't provide the income people want to get in trading? We'll discuss that today in the video. What's up everyone, welcome back to Thailand once again. Today I'm in Rayong near the beach. Pretty cool place to be honest, pretty nice to be here. And I've not done videos so much in the past, I kind of feel bad about it. I want to get back to it. And am I the expert to talk about what we'll talk about today in this video? Not so much. I know trading quite well. I've been trading for now 8 years. I trade full time in the Forex market and different markets now a little bit more. But there's a lot to cover, and I'll make some comparisons here that are not things that I really am the expert in, but you'll be able to see how that works out, and of course decide for yourself if that makes sense or not. Now, there are a lot of people who are getting into trading recently and getting into it with some false expectations. If you've not watched videos before, I've done a video in the past about expectations in trading. You can watch this, can be a link here in the screen for you to watch it after. And this will talk about what you can expect as returns in the market as a trader. I've interviewed traders in the past that all share their thoughts on this, and this video kind of summarizes it really well. So you'll see what you can expect in returns, what these traders make per month in returns, and all that good stuff. If you can watch the video here, also link below in the description, so you can just click it and watch it right now after this video is done here. Okay, now I thought it would be good to take a look at what other possibilities you have to make returns that are somewhat passive. What other ways you can make money in the world? Things like real estate, things like investing and getting dividends or interest on your investments. And then we'll take a look at trading and how that compares to these things. So as I was doing some research for this video, I came across a site where it discussed real estate and kind of the return you can expect from this, and the fact that on a annualized basis, so year after year, and again, I've not invested myself in real estate, I know nothing about the subject, and to me real estate is a little bit too overpriced these days and actually worth it in my case from the returns I make with my trading and things that I do on the side as well. It's not worth it for my time, I think, but let's just take an example of this annualized return of, they said on the website, around 4% per year on average. Now, people love to talk about the fact that they sold their house like 20 years later for a big amount of money. Well, that's 20 years later, right? Do you want to wait 20 years to be able to get that money back? I'm not sure. I'm not sure about it exactly. And if you're gonna rent a condo that you buy or a house you buy or something, you're probably gonna make around like between 5 to 8% per year maximum. Now that's if you have, of course, depending on the area and which country it's in and everything of the sort. And also some condos in, for example, Bangkok are rented for really cheap compared to what people pay for. You could buy a condo for $1 million more, and you might rent it for like $2,000 or $3,000 per month, which is really minimal compared to the price people pay for that. So real estate, to me, not really comparable to trading in terms of investment, in terms of profit you make from it. But the good thing is it's pretty passive. You just have to buy something, you stay there, you're pretty much good to go, right? Other thing is the fact that you can buy with a lot of loan. You can take a big loan, put in 20%, maybe 30% of the value that you pay for the house, the condo, whichever, and the rest is all taken care of by the loan. Kind of like the leverage in trading, pretty much, the same principle. So that's a good thing, right? But Forex traders won't be really impressed by the leverage we have in Forex, for sure. So that's decent, but let's take a look at something else that I've come across recently. So a lot of people decide to save a lot of money and invest it really passively into stocks that pay dividend, or they invest in the stocks for the long term. Let's say you buy the S&P, let it go, and you're pretty much good to go after. That has an annual return of probably around, like, I believe 7%, if I'm not wrong, maybe a bit more depending on the year and things, but not a bad return. Again, I'll try to put some screenshots for you guys to see, and you'll be able to compare and see how those perform, of course. In terms of dividends, I once knew a guy who invested all the savings into stocks for dividends. He would be having $1 million in his account and probably getting around $40,000 per year, so a 4% return per year with these dividends. Now this was really safe, of course, no risk there pretty much. And these dividends have been paid for years and years, and that could be a good thing, right? But 4% per year, just keep that in mind. Right now with cryptos, we're seeing a pretty big boom in terms of being able to earn interest on your cryptos. Now we'll discuss that more in detail pretty soon. I've done some interviews on that recently with some traders who are into cryptos and they know how this works. But you're able to get a 7-9% interest on your crypto just by keeping them in your wallet and allowing other people to use them for leverage. or for borrowing them, pretty much. Now, is this safe? Yeah, I think so. Some people say so, that it's safe. Most of these places where you can get interest in cryptos are for stable coins, so you don't have to worry too much about the fluctuation of things and price changing and being completely different after you're finished lending them to people. So quite a good thing, right? If you believe in cryptos, of course. That could be a good way to invest your money and to kind of get something really passive anyway, if you are able to take the risk, of course, of cryptos. So all of that leads us to trading. I don't think there's any other way where you can get the same return in trading. Of course, there's other kind of businesses that are more involved. So far, what we've covered is the fact that trading as you know it could be a lot more rewarding than investing in cryptos for the interest rate, or buying some real estate, or even just investing in stocks and keeping them for a long time, or even just like dividends. But the one thing we didn't really talk about is business. And I think that a lot of people who get into trading expect to have big returns from nothing, which just cannot happen because of the fact that you need some capital to be able to invest in trading and make it over the long term, like get some returns on your capital. Of course, these days you can get funded with some prop firms, like all good. But I don't think that for most people it's a good thing to get into trading with no capital at all. Like, it's gonna take them a long time to build enough capital to trade with and to make good returns with. And that's the main issue I have. It's not so much a percentage per month that you can get with trading. To me, anywhere from 3 to 8% a month is good. Of course, sometimes I'll have some good months that are amazing, and I'll have some less good months sometimes. I'll have some losing months as well. But in my opinion, if you compare this, opening a business and running your own business is, in my head, the best way to do it for most people. Now, I know I trade for a living. I know trading has some advantages over a business, but businesses are a good thing sometimes for people. You're able to start sometimes from no money, no capital, and run your own business by offering some services, by things you do manually yourself. You can have some labor, you can do it yourself, of course, sometimes. And that way you're able to get some income right away, right? Now, for most people, like, they would say, oh, well, that's sad because I want to trade for a living. I want to be able to travel, see the world, and make money from my trading. But where it makes sense, I think, is if you have a business and you're able to take these profits and reinvest them into trading. You're able to kind of have the circle of business profit, trading, and so on. So you're able to accumulate more capital that way. Now, for most people, that's a lot better, right? Compared to just someone who's getting into trading, they want to trade, they want to flip their account really, really fast. They cannot do that, they get frustrated, and they give up. Compare this to someone who has a business, are able to make profits, are able to generate some more income for the trading, and they're able to multiply that more with trading after. I think that's the best way to do it. And if you were to compare your return on investment on your business compared to trading, you might be surprised for most people that they can make a lot of money with their business with just little capital first. Compared to trading, they couldn't do that. They wouldn't be able to do that for sure. And the other thing I like to tell people is, well, if you trade full time and you got this income and you're able to, make some income and live freely if you want, have some freedom, what are you gonna do with your days? Are you gonna just like walk around, go to the beach, go drink some beer in the afternoon? Are you gonna just waste your time like that, play games on your phone? Are you gonna be on social media all day? Or are you going to actually be doing something meaningful? Maybe they could be through a business, through something you are passionate about. Now, businesses have to be something that you work in so hard and you like focus and you have to grind in it. It could be something fun. It could be something when you have a lot of fun doing it in the meantime. Why not be that, right? So I think the message of this video, if you can kind of get a message around it, and it's been really messy in my head, is if you compare these returns you get in different places, right? The stock market, investing for interest, for dividends, or some things. Trading is still much more ahead. Alright, but if you compare this to a business, a regular business, I think a business is much more ahead. But I think the best way to do it is to combine your business with trading. Now, for most people, sure, you want to start with trading, go ahead. Like, go with trading first. Learn trading first, start a business later with what you're passionate about. But for a lot of people who already have some businesses or some income, you might as well keep that and make sure you are able to transition properly into trading after. Back a few years ago, I had a web development business. I used to create websites for people, for companies in my area in Canada. I was studying at the time and I was able to do this on the side. I barely invested anything for myself. Like, I just had my time, I had a computer, I had some servers, very, very simple things. And I was able to charge these companies like $1,000 easily for their website. And if you look at that return on my investment, very, very good return, right? Very good. And I consider I've been able to learn some valuable skills from that business. Even though I stopped it at some point, I didn't want to do it anymore. it didn't make sense for me to do that anymore, especially now with the lifestyle I have, of course. But even before that, I learned some valuable things that help me, I think, become a better trader and help me with organization, with working by myself, working on a schedule that I decide myself, being able to have this proper routine to work in the morning. All these things are, I think, people who have full-time job have a hard time learning. I had this learned myself before that, before I even think about going to trading. Discipline, the ability to solve problems, communication with investors or people that I work for. All these things are, some people lack that, and I think it's really unfortunate because when I get to trading, it's hard to learn on the spot and you tend to make mistakes, and you need some kind of buffer, some time to be able to learn these skills properly. So that's for the video, guys. Hope you like it today. A bit of a mess, I think, in my mind, but hopefully you take some takeaway from this. Hopefully you have something that you can apply. And I'll be back with some better videos pretty soon. I'll be able to give you some advice. If you have any topics you want to learn more about, make sure you comment below in the comment section. I'll be happy to read your thoughts and your questions you have. I'll do more videos on that pretty soon, pretty shortly. And I'll catch you back here in the next video pretty soon. Ciao.